Morning! Now, this is a bit impromptu, and I haven't had a shave, and it could all go horribly wrong. But I thought I'd give it a go anyway. I think it might go on a bit too long, this. So it might be worthwhile just putting it to one side and watching it later. Only because, right, so yesterday I made one of these, right? Oh, excuse me. I made my very first Scrubs bag, right? And I put it on Facebook, and so many people asked me questions about it. And I was trying to answer the questions, and it was like, maybe I should just, because I'm making another one this morning, I thought maybe I should just make it with you, and then if you've got any questions, you can ask about it. Now, this is the way that I've made it, obviously. You can make it whichever way you want. But let me tell you a quick history, a little bit why I'm doing it and everything, right? So my friend Dulcie, who I went to Wimbledon School of Art with, do you know, wait there 1 minute. Well, I went to Wimbledon School of Art with Dulcie, right? And we both followed the same career. She's still a costume supervisor in the film industry and everything like that. Where's my cushion gone? There it is. She's a costume supervisor in the film industry. She did Downton Abbey and she's done some big major feature films and everything. Anyway, obviously, all filming has come to a stop, hasn't it? Oh, and also, it's just coincidence that she lives 2 miles down the road to me here. So we were at Wimbledon School of Art together, shared a house together at college. Our careers have followed each other around. You know, we've been at, we were at Colchester together, York together, and places like that. And then when we worked in theatre. Anyway. So she was out of work, and she was like, I don't know what to do. I need to do something to help. And she rang me, well, we chatted about it, and she said, I want to make something for the nurses and the doctors. Anyway, it turns out that a group of costume makers that she'd been working with in Cardiff were going to make scrubs for the doctors and the nurses and the medics and everybody helping like that. But they didn't know how to go about it anyway. So Dulcie's now become like the coordinator of it. And she wanted to buy some fabric, but obviously not working. She's like, I don't know. Anyway, she set up a GoFundMe page. It's called Dressing the Medics. I'm going to get this wrong now. Dressing the Medics. I'll check for you before the end. And she set up a GoFundMe thinking, well, if I just get enough to buy this couple of bolts of fabric, if I get about £1,500, we can make some. Anyway, it's way over 25 grand now. Now, it's all going on fabric. None of it's being sidelined or anything like that. So she's ordering fabric. She spoke to the hospital. She spoke to the powers that be and said, what's the best fabric? Where do they need it? So she's basically coordinating all of it. Alison, good morning. I'll talk about you in a second. Anyway. So she's coordinating it. They're up to 25 grand at the moment. She's ordering fabric by the 100 meters. I mean, just hundreds and hundreds of meters. And it's going to all the costume makers all around the country who are making the scrubs that the doctors and the nurses and the medics all need and everything. So, she was just raising, that's how she was going to do it. She was just going to raise some money and everything like that. Hello, Mark. How are you? Hello, Emma, my love. I'm not going to do too many hellos because I've got an awful lot of sewing to do. Anyway, so she, and then she heard that what happens with the medics doing their really, really long shifts and everything like that is at the end of the shift, a lot of the hospitals don't have laundry services. So what they do is they are given a plastic bag. They take the scrubs off at the hospital. They take the scrubs home in the plastic bag. They get home, they have to take the scrubs out of the plastic bag, put the scrubs in the washing machine, and then they have to throw the plastic bag away, which first of all isn't very green, is it, really? And think of all the germs on that plastic bag sitting in their bin and everything, and don't you have to double bag and all that sort of stuff? Anyway, they came up with this idea, and a lot of people it's not a unique idea, lots and lots of people are doing it, but basically, she's just put out things. She rang me up and said, can you make some scrubs? Can you ask your ladies and gentlemen if they'd like to make some and everything? So we're making Scrubs bags. They're making the scrubs, right? The people in the costume departments who've got the big industrial sewing machine. In fact, one of my ladies, I won't say who it is, quite local to me and Dulcie, because I say Dulcie just lives down the road in the next village, sort of thing. One of my ladies has got their own factory facility and is going to make scrubs nearby as well. So it's just brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant like that. So I made my first bag yesterday out of Liberty. Now, it doesn't have to be out of Liberty fabric, obviously. It's just that I'm lucky enough to be able to source this. beautiful, isn't it? It's the latest range, this. Adlington Hall, this one's called, from the... is it called the Flower Shop? The Flower Range, anyway, at Liberty. It's gorgeous. Crafters... this one's sold out on Crafters TV, but the others that you're going to see in a minute are still available. Anyway, look for the face... Oh, yes, no. I'm following, Joy, I'm following Dulce's one. I know there's lots and lots of different ones, but I'm doing the one with Dulce. I'm helping the one with Dulce. There are so many people helping out. It's fantastic. But I can't spread myself amongst all of them, so I'm kind of concentrating on Dulce's one. Anyway, I am keeping safe, Carol, don't you worry. So I just thought this morning, when I sat down to make my next one, because so many people went, oh, how did you finish your edges? How did you do the binding? How did you do this? I'll just take you through it. Now, this could be really boring, and at the moment I've got 265 people watching. You might not want to stay for the whole time, because I might make loads of mistakes, because I've got my Elmer 680 Plus back. Oh, it's sunny. Darlene says it's sunny in Surrey. That's nice. It's beautiful. I've just had my breakfast outside. Anyway. Oh, now Maureen knows the factory. Oh, no. Yeah, the fact is amazing, the factory. I thought she knew the factory. Anyway, so I just thought I'd show you how I've made mine. You can make yours different if you want. All that there has to be is it has to be fabric that can wash at a really, really high temperature. So like a cotton or a polycotton that will wash at a high... Oh, there you go. Stephanie says, I haven't got around to making myself a uniform bag yet. She's been making the headbands. You see, now a lot of people are doing that, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? Like, they make headbands and they've got big buttons there. So instead of putting the elastic around their ears, the medics wear it like... It is fantastic. Loads. In fact, I think Rachel from Magnolia has been making those, hasn't she? Oh, Theo. Hello, Theo, my love. How are you? Right, okay. What I'll do is I'll put this... Yes, Jill, I'll put this... If this turns out... I'll get my Ali, who does my website, to put it on YouTube for me. If it goes horribly wrong, I might have to do another one. Because I haven't got cameras, I haven't got anything. All I've got is my iPad here, you see. And goodness knows if the blooming thing will last. But anyway, can I make them to go to... Yeah, oh, yes. If your hospital need them, Patricia, make them for your hospital and take them down or send them down there if they need them. Because some hospitals have a laundry service or anything. But I think it's just brilliant, isn't it? Also, somebody said yesterday, oh, John, yours are very pretty. What about the men? And I said, well, men can do pretty as well. I will be doing some plain ones as well, in case the men don't want to be seen walking down the road with liberty. But why wouldn't you? Right, just go to... There you go, see. So Irene's making some for her local. NHS. Christine's made 8 already. I've only made 1. Right. Okay. Now Heather sees making the headbands and the bags for Bristol. The thing is, every little helps, right? Every little helps. As I say, I'm helping Dulcie and her campaign and everything, but you've all obviously got your own campaigns and everything. Also had a lovely message from a lady in London yesterday saying, I can't get out the house. How do I know where to send them? Because I can't get to send them to you. That's not a problem. Just get a friend or get an Uber or something and just get them sent to your local hospital or whatever. Oh, there you go, Dorothy. She's made the Scrubs bags for her local hospital. See, everybody's doing it. There's no pattern. There's no pattern, Helen, because I'll show you now exactly how I did it. I know, Maureen, there will be. Right. Okay, hello, Kath, my love. So, the way I start... Now, does this look too big in this shot here? I want you to... Oh, now, you don't need... I've got a walking foot on my machine. You don't need a walking foot on your machine. It's just that it's already there. Right, so how I start, literally... Now, my ironing board's behind me, look. So I will be jumping up and down. So I've had to put some trousers on because I started off with just my shorts on. Then I suddenly thought, oh, no. I got caught out like that because last night I went to a virtual disco, right? So you put... On Zoom, right, you put your iPad on and put it in the lounge. There were 9 of us, and then somebody was playing music, and we all just danced in our own houses, but we could see each other and wave to each other and everything like that. And it was fascinating. It was there. There was a TV director, there was the owner of Yo Sushi, there was a clinical psychologist, there were all sorts of things like that. Anyway, shall I start? Hang on. Darlene says, I work on an NT. We launder. Oh, there you go. They have to do their uniforms at home. There you go. Well, maybe you'll get one of these. Cotton lining, plain cream. Can use that as shari as long as it can be like almost boil washed, because it's going to be washed over and over and over again in a hot temperature. So as long as it can be washed like that, yes. And also wash it first before you start, because I always say, don't I wash the fabric first, just so you know that any shrinkage is going to happen or anything like that. I'm going to have to get the clippers to my hair. I tell you what, very quickly, every day. I'm self-isolating at the moment, so anytime I go out, it's on a Monday I do my weekly shop, go and do my queue up in the shops, do my shopping and the neighbours' shopping and things like that. Then on Tuesdays, Fridays and Saturdays deliver the newspapers and the TV papers and the milk and the bread and things like that. But every day I go for a walk, and it's really lucky where I live because I'm in the middle of nowhere. So what I do is I leave the house, go across the little green opposite my house, onto Wire Lane, which is where all the posh people live. And then wander around, go onto the greenway. You don't see anybody, and I feel better for it because it's the only exercise I'm doing. Martin, my personal trainer, sent me all these exercises to do, but I've not done them. I've written them all down, but I haven't done them yet. He'll be watching. I'll come to box bottoms in a minute, Lo. You're jumping ahead of yourself now. Anyway, so the other day, I was on Saturday morning, right, I overslept a bit, and I thought, I've got to go and do the papers, So I just threw my clothes on, I thought, I'm not going to bump into anybody, am I really? Anyway, so I threw my clothes on, didn't even look at my face or my hair and everything, walked to the shop thinking it really doesn't matter, bumped into Pretty Helen from Wire Lane, right, looking resplendent. She was just going to do her shift at the Poppin, because we're still open. The village shop's still open, the Poppin shop. And then what happened was, so first of all I'm thinking, oh God, Pretty Helen of Wire Lane, you know, seeing me look like this. And then I go into the shop, and Dan, like the hunk of the village, he's only in the shop, serving in the shop already. And it's like, oh, the one morning you want to look fabulous for Helen and Dan, and I look right, I'll stay. Anyway, that afternoon, completely forgot about it, went for a walk down the greenway and passed a man with his dog, and he gave me the weirdest look, and I was like, oh, all right, try and be like that. Anyway, my hair had gone like this in the wind, and the grease had gone like that, and I looked like the oldest rocker in town. Anyway, I'll get on with the sewing. Soapy water kills viruses, greasy coating. Exactly, so hot wash. Anyway, so now, you don't have to do it like this, but this is the way I do it. I take 2 fat quarters of fabric. Now, you can take half a metre of fabric, but the reason I take 2 fat quarters, I'll show you in a minute, because they want double, you see this, right? They want double ties. They don't just want one tie to go around, they want double ties. So it means you have to have a hole at each end. And if you have a seam on either... Do you know what? I went like that then, thinking I was knocking my microphone, thinking I was in a proper studio. Hardly. Dining room, more like. Lovely view there out in the garden. So you need a hole at both sides. So I find having a seam on both sides makes this much, much easier. Because otherwise you've then got to create a hole and do a buttonhole and things like that. Now, I have got another technique, the Ali Barton technique, coming up in a little while, which I'll show you in a minute. But I'm going to show you how I made this one, first of all. With so many of you coming in. Thank you ever so much for joining me. Sorry I can't do lots of hellos today, but I'm here to sew today, not to just to chatter away. But I will just chatter away. Anyway, have you done any of those Zoom quizzes yet? They're fantastic. So I did a Zoom quiz with all my London friends. Then Vix, you know Vix, who I used to work with at Rocks & Co, and then she's at Sewing Street and everything. She did one the other day, and it was full of all showbiz kind of, tittle-tattle sort of thing, and I was really, really enjoying that one. And then the next day, Jeremy did one, right? And it was like, oh, that'll be good fun. Oh, it was so boring. I can't tell you how boring. I had to switch off after about 5 questions. They were like proper serious scientific. It's because his girlfriend, I nearly went like that then, but she's a girlfriend. His girlfriend is I can't remember her name. She's a scientist. She's very, very clever. Angela, I'll get Ali to put it on YouTube later, I promise. Because it will go on and on and on. And I know you can't all stay. I do understand that completely. Anyway, so let me move that out of the way first of all. So I've got 2 fat quarters. Now, if you don't know what a fat quarter is, because obviously it's a terminology from the quilting and crafting world, isn't it? Not the dressmaking world. What you do to get a fat quarter is take a metre of fabric, if it's in Europe, or in America it's a yard of fabric because they work in yards, and then you cut it down the middle there, and you cut it across the middle there, so you get 4 quarters. So they vary in width and everything. I've used 44-inch wide Liberty Quilting cotton. This one is also from the new range. This one's called Hyde Floral from the Flower Show range. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Love Liberty fabrics. Yeah, 60-degree wash to make sure. Oh, Helen, I put mine through on a higher than that one. But yes, keep chatting, says Anita. Well, I won't stop. But so, I've taken 2 fat. I've washed the fabric. I've taken 2 fat quarters, and what I've done now, I would have overlocked the edges, right? But Hannah, you know, my ex-producer Hannah, she's got my overlocker. I'll never see that again. It's well and truly stashed away in her house overlooking the seaside, isn't it? Right, so, oh, hang on. Joe Carter, the kids make a Trivial Pursuit. Ah, that's Joe Carter, you know, famous Joe Carter, who makes all the gorgeous toys. She did Trivial Pursuit with her mum and sister over Zoom last night. How'd you do that, though? You have to, I suppose you have to put, anyway, I don't know. Oh yeah, now my hands are cracking up. I tell you what I'm using at the moment. You know Karen seams? I'm sorry, I'm looking in the wrong place. Seams like that. Anyway, so you get your 2 fat quarters. I did iron these, and I've zigzagged around the edges. If you've got an overlocker, overlock round the edges. I am going to do a French seam version after I've done this, but let's just do this one first of all. So then, what I did was, I literally put the 2 fat quarters together, get the direction of the fabric in the same way. And then I literally stitched down the side seams, right? But this is very important to remember. Now, of course, I've left my marker pen upstairs in my workroom because I'm in my dining room to do this. What you need to do is you need to 3.5 inches. I'll mark it and then I'll show you actually. 3.5 inches from the top. Well, yeah, inches, that's right. 3.5 inches from the top. For an inch. Hang on, 3.5 inches down, for an inch. Right, so what you're going to do, you see here, you're going to sew down here, you're going to stop there at 3.5 inches, finish off backwards and forwards, then you're going to leave that bit there, and then you're going to start again there, and keep going down there. Maureen, you can ask yourself, Jo, are you doing a camel pattern? I thought she'd done a camel, hadn't she? And now Lo's watching me on the big telly. Oh, that must be a bit of a sight for sore eyes because look, I've not shaved or anything. E45 can be used like moisturiser, says Deb Brown. Now, I'm not a medical channel or a beauty channel. In fact, I wonder if my friend Adine's watching. Or Jenny Jackson's watching. Oh, what time is it? She's never usually up this early on a Sunday morning, is she? Anyway. Oh, she says, good morning, handsome. Oh, go. I've only got a little camel pin cushion at the moment. Oh, well, Joanna, I don't call her Joanna, do I? Right, okay. So then now, from a dressmaking background, I always sew with a 5/8 of a seam allowance. But if you want to, you can sew with your 1/4 inch seam allowance if you're a quilter. It doesn't really matter. It's just that I haven't got next. There we go. You can tell I didn't do it on the telly yesterday because I was just here on my own yesterday doing it. Right. No, it would help if I hadn't got it on zigzag. So let's go back to the beginning. Needle up. Back to the beginning. Right. Now, I'm off now. Any questions? Nursing products are good for washing and moisturising hands. Oh, I've never heard of those, Kath. Right, let me sew. So I'm going all the way down to my first line. Don't stop. Reverse. I also didn't wear flip-flops yesterday and my flip-flop keeps falling off, so reverse, back down to the line, cut, up, down to the next line, an inch further down, right, and then we go sew, reverse, sew, and then we go right the way down to the bottom here. I've taken a bit more than 5/8 here because I forgot to cut off the selvage. But having the selvage there doesn't mean you don't have to zigzag the selvage, does it? And then I'm going to run off the bottom, reverse, needle. 91-year-old uncle came home from hospital. Oh, Lorraine, that's nice. Oh, you're just chatting amongst yourselves there, let you. Any lemon Jaffa cakes in your store? No, we've only got orange Jaffa cakes at the moment, I'm afraid. Right, so then what you do is when you've sewn that, you then snip. Oh, where's my little snips? Not come prepared, have I? I've got this lovely quick unpick somewhere that Margaret made me. Anyway, so you've got your ink there. Then what you do is you literally go to your ironing board. Here I am at my ironing board. You won't be able to see this. And you literally press the seam open. Be back in a minute and show you this, right? So you literally just press that seam open. There we go. So there you go. So that's the seam done there. Oh, Hayley Master says watching. Hello, Hales. Right, now look. So you've got your inch gap there. Can you see there? You've got your inch gap there. And because you've got it on your seam allowances, you've got no raw edges to finish off or anything. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to top stitch down, I'll show you on here, either side of that seam. So if you top stitch down either side of the seam, you're holding the seam back. So that's an extra strength thing. So you've already got your edges zigzagged off, and then you're literally going to top stitch all the way down, both sides, either side of the seam, which then also, the little hole you've got for your ribbon to come through, your tape to come through, is then reinforced as well. So I'm just stitching all the way down. Now, don't go too fast, you've got your walking foot on. There we go. Now, I'm not one of these people who can turn around and go back the other way. I have to go back to the beginning again. Make sure your needle doesn't come unthreaded. Right, and then I'm just going to top stitch down the other side of the seam. It's funny, isn't it? I always used to think it was funny when I was on sewing quarter when the guests didn't speak when they were sewing. I kind of understand it now. You're not, I'm not doing this, I normally do this when I'm concentrating. There we go. Thread. What were the measurements again? It's just a fat quarter low. So if you take half a metre and cut it in half, that's the size it is. The finished size is about 15 to 20 inches. That's how big you need to do it. Louisa, you're doing a grand job. Oh, what have I done with it? Louisa beautifully sent me. Hang on. Where's it gone? Here it is, look. Usually said she was worried about me getting bored, so she sent me one of these to do. It's a Louisa kit, so I'll start on that next week. When I finish doing my bags, I'll start on that next week and I'll show you how I'm going on with that. Right, okay, so now you can see, right, down one side seam, your seam allowance is stitched down on that side, and your little hole there that your ribbons are going to go through is a fold rather than a buttonhole, and it's reinforced by the machine sewing, right? No, Claire, no, a walking foot's not necessary at all. It's just that mine's still on from earlier, you see. Right, okay. Then we do the other side, exactly the same. Remembering to mark the 3.5 inches down. Oh, the marking then. Right, so the marking ones are 3.5 from the top, right at the top, measure 3.5 inches down, leave an inch, and then carry on down there. So let's just, I'm using don't use a biro, use your marking pen. I've just left my marking pen in my workroom upstairs. 3.5 inches down for an inch. There we go. Oh yeah, Sue had one of those Louisa kits. They're great, apparently. Get another one. She's got plenty on the website. She's got new ones now as well. Anyway, right, here we go then. So again, I'm leaving a 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. You can use whatever seam allowance you like to use. Straight stitch, yes. Here we go. Forward, reverse. Down to the 3.5 inches, reverse, down, cut, back down to the 3.5 inch. So you're leaving the inch then, you leave your inch gap there, start, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going right to the end again. Like I say, don't go too fast with your walking foot on. Oh, actually, I've got my speed, you know, I've got my speed. It's not a snail, what is it? A tortoise to my rabbit. I've got it on full pelt, that's why it's going so fast. So right the way down to the bottom. And cut. And no, I'm not going to do a master. Oh, that one didn't cut for some reason. I'm not doing a masterclass a week. That would be amazing. Oh, be quiet, Stephanie. Oh, now Carol Lingwood's watching. Right, now Carol Lingwood's my friend, right? Remember I told you when I worked at York and we did 7 Brides, 7 Brothers? We used Liberty fabric, didn't we, like this, Carol? For 7 Brides for 7 Brothers. Carol was the most brilliant assistant you could ever wish for, right? She was fantastic. She's only now head of the National Theatre Costume Department. She's been there about, about 100 years now, I think she's been there. She went there, I can't remember how long ago it was now, but she's well and truly established. She was at the Royal Opera House before that. So she's done very well for herself. Anyway, so you press the seam open. Ooh, that's quite a nice one, that one, even if I say so myself. Now this one, you have to be a bit more careful on this one, because you've now got a tube, haven't you? So you're going to be sewing from the, you know, the inside, as it were. Thing. Let's get the needle up. Thread out the way. This is funny, because Carol will think it's funny me doing sewing, because I didn't really do much sewing at York. Oh, hang on, there's a question. Is it best to overlock before washing the fabric? Yes! Overlock your fabric before washing. What am I using for the drawstring? Wait and see. I can't see who answered that question. It's great to hear your voice. It's my face that you're worried about, isn't it? Does the bag need lining? No, you don't want it to line because you're going to wash. They're going to wash the scrubs in it there. Oh, now look, stop saying hello to each other. Jenny Jackson, Katie Jones saying hello to each other. Katie Jones is my new quilting friend. She's very, very talented, but I think she's a little bit worried because, not worried, but have you seen on her Facebook how many little tiny squares she's sewn together? Yvonne's watching. She's my podiatrist. Right, anyway, let's get on. Joanne says, I love watching you. You do make me laugh. Excuse me, this is a very serious masterclass. This isn't a comedy show. Georgina, sorry, John got to go to cut the grass. Oh, you're allowed to cut your grass on a Sunday? We're not allowed to cut our grass on a Sunday. Watch it later, Georgina, because it's going to go on forever. Anyway, right, let's do top stitching. Right, here we go. I'll stop talking again now. Oh, hang on, where's... I did leave my little hole, didn't I? Oh well, I'll have to come to that in a minute. Maybe I've started from the bottom this time. Anyway, so I'm just top stitching either side of the seam that I've just done. So it's just giving it a bit more strength, and it just gets your keeps your seam allowance out the way, and also when you come to thread your tapes through later, it makes it easier. And it's also here it is, reinforcing the like little hole for your tapes to go through. I'll start at the bottom on this one instead of the top, that's all. There we go. Carol, oh, great to see you, John Scott. Just about to start making masks. Oh, now, Jane, Thornton, Jane Thornton, she's going to put something on my Facebook page about masks. You know Jane Thornton, she married John Godber, very famous couple they are. She's got problems with masks where she lives. Oh, I thought I just popped then. Anyway, Deb's watching now. Deb Carpenter's watching. Right, okay, so then we go back to the top again. Top stitch down the other side of the seam. I know it's a bit boring to watch, but it's got to be done. Laura. Oh, hello, Laura, my love. Lovely to see your face. This is fascinating. Well, I know Laura from when we used to sell jewellery. See, she didn't know I could do any of this. Sharon, I've cheered you up. Oh, that's good. Is it because I'm so rubbish at it? You see, when I was on Sewing Quarter, I refused to sew. I'd sew occasionally, but I didn't do many projects, really. I left that. Oh, I saw Lucy Brennan yesterday. I went on to... Lucy Brennan does a Zoom sewing chat on a Saturday night. So I saw Lucy Brennan before I went to the virtual disco last night. I went into her... sewing class, not sewing class, it's where people who do sewing all chat and show each other what they've made and everything like that. And of course I couldn't show what I made because it was upstairs still from where I photographed it on the bed. Oh, and somebody messaged yesterday they didn't like my bed. I took the picture in the spare room on the metal bed. That bed is so old, it was the first bed I ever bought when I bought my first flat from John Lewis's, and it's done me a treat since then. Tina's local doctors have asked for masks as well, yeah, you see. Yeah, if I was a guest on the show, I'd be more than that. There, Deb is watching. That's jelly and ice cream, Deb's, to all of you know. Right, okay, so just press that one open. Then, let me just press that nicely. There it is. So I could do with my sleeve board now, couldn't I? That's upstairs. Right, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to stay here to do it, is the top edge, the very, very top edge, I'm just going to press it over by 1/4 of an inch. I'll show you in a second. I'll just do this. 1/4 of an inch to 3/8 of an inch, doesn't matter. Doesn't have to be exactly precise, you're just finishing off that edge. As you can see, I'm using lots of steam, which I know you quilting ladies don't like. And gentlemen, I know there are quilting gentlemen as well. Okay, so I'm literally just turning the, which is the top edge, yeah, the top edge over by 1/4 inch or 3/8 of an inch. Because we're going to stitch that down in a second, but not, we don't have to stitch it down yet. There we go. I'll come and show you now what I've done. Okay, look, so all I've done is I've just pressed the edge over by 1/4 to 3/8 of an inch there. Derek, I don't know if there's a good mask pattern. I'll ask around for you. Oh, I'm missing lots of the messages. Just reading the message. Sort of different places next week. Oh, brilliant. Tell you more about the virtual disco. It's just fantastic. Laurie, good morning. Oh, I've got a big heart. I've got a big fat belly at the moment, to tell you that much, Laurie. Right, then what you do is you'd normally use your tape measure, but mine's upstairs, so I'm going to use a plastic ruler. So then you turn the whole, I've turned it inside out, you turn the whole of the top down by, oh no, where's my notes? How much was it supposed to be? I'm working in inches, by the way, but you turn the whole of the top down by 2 1/4 inches. See what I'm doing there? Like this. There we go. Oops, that's gone a bit wobbly there. Right. So what I've done, look, is I've now turned, so that the 1/4 inch that I turned underneath is under there, and then I've turned the whole of the top over by 2 1/4 inches. Now what I'm going to do, now this next bit is optional, but Dulcie likes this bit and I like this bit. I'm going to top stitch around this top edge. I'm going to just top stitch around, right on that edge there, just to give it a clip. Oh, Jane Alcock's watching now. Right, okay, so I'll carry on with that. Top stitch all the way around there. Right on the edge. I'm literally not even, well, 1/8 of an inch, not even 1/4 of an inch going around, literally just holding that top fold in place. Oh, there you go. Joyce put up a pattern for the masks. Indestructibles.com. Now, yeah, the stretch headbands, Ruth, we were just saying, Rachel from Magnolia Design, she's been making a lot of those this week. I told you it was going to be a bit boring, didn't I, with all this straight stitching, but at least it's getting done. You don't need the walking foot on. I just happen to have my walking foot still on. Right, okay, so I've gone all the way around the top edge just to give it a bit more strength and a bit more, a very, very clean line. Then, what I'm now going to do is I'm now going to stitch this 2 1/2 inch, oh, can you see here? This 2 1/2 inches down here, I'm now going to stitch that down because it becomes, and you can see it's just below the bottom of the buttonhole section there. So you're creating the bottom of your casing. So that's what you can do. Julia said she missed the start. Oh, it's 2 fat quarters, Julia. Finishing off at 15 by 20 inches around there. I am zooming away on the machine, aren't I? I don't know. Oh, hello, Hannah, my love. Pete, all right, Pete. I don't know what filters you have to buy, Helen, for the masks. I've not done masks at all. You'll need to talk to somebody else about that. Oh, there you go. Alison's replied. You buy them on Amazon, they just slip in. I don't know. I've not done any masks. Oh, look, there you go. There's another one. Masksnow.org. There's another one. I can't, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know anything about masks, so I can't tell you. I want to say vilify, but that's the wrong word, isn't it? I can't advise you which one to go to because I've not had anything to do with masks. Maybe I'll look into it. Has anyone got a link for the bandanas? Lynn, Rachel, I'll get Rachel from Magnolia to do that. Oh, Adam's watching now. Shouldn't you be at work, Adam? Anyway, endorse. Thank you, Lynn. That's the word I was looking for. So anyway, so now we're going to stitch the bottom of that 2.5 inch thing. What I'll do after this is I'll show you how to do the box bottom, and I'll show you how, because for the tapes, right, you can just use cotton tape if you want to, but I didn't have any cotton tape, and I only had a little bit of ribbon, so I just made my own tapes for that one over there. I'll show you in a minute, and I'll show you how I made those. Right, so we're spinning around, I've gone a little bit wonky on this side. What you need to do is when you fold your fabric over, make sure that it's gone past the bottom of your buttonhole, because you're creating the bottom of your casing. Any more questions? Endorse that. Yeah, endorse. All right, Matty, how are you, my love? Now, Claire is doing masks, bags, and scrubs soon. She's got an order of headbands. Okay, Claire, that's Claire who makes things in Solihull, right? Can you put up a pattern for the headbands if you've got one, and a pattern for the masks if you've got one? Ben's watching. Ben, I was sitting on your cushion. Ben made this for me, look. I was just sitting on that now. Right. Go to Ellie and Mac's website. They've got a free download passion. Oh, there you go. No, that's the trouble, Kate. I'm worried in Kate. Not you couldn't use satin ribbon. You'd need to use like a grosgrain ribbon or something like that. Adele, there are other groups, I know, but I'm supporting my friend Dulcie's group. My box bottoms always come out wrong. I'll tell you how to do that in a minute then. Hello, Ben, all right? Oh, and Adam says hello as well. Adam looks like, which of the princes does he look? He doesn't anymore, but because the prince has gone bald now, hasn't he? I wouldn't use bias binding. I wouldn't use bias binding for my tapes, Lou, because bias binding stretches. It has to be on the straight of grain, I would say. Grace, the Crafters Companion show, the John Scott Sewing World, has been put on hold for the time being while all this is going on because I'm in self-isolation at home. But every Tuesday morning I do a quick update of what's going on and everything. Oh, there you go. Claire in Solihull is now messaging Claire in Norwich. Ben's happy. That's good, isn't it? Adele says, where from? Oh, cotton webbing's good. Yeah, Adele, cotton webbing's very, very good. Make some larger bags, 20 by 25, to give the uniform scrubs and sometimes shoes. You're not going to put your shoes in the washing machine, are you? Anyway, I'll carry on. All these bits of advice are great for the... it's just that there are so many messages out there. It can get complicated, can't it, really? Okay, so I've gone around the bottom of that one. So that's now created the bottom of your casement for your ribbon to go through. What I'll do is I won't do another one, but look, you see, so there's the hole. There's your hole for your ribbon. There's your stitch line for your bottom casing. All you do is you just do another line of stitching. Oh, I'll do it. It's easier, isn't it? You do another line of stitching just above the casement. Just above, not the casement, just above the hole to do the top of your casement. And then I'll get onto the bottom of it. How long have I been on? I don't know how long I've been wittering away from. Oh, now look, John Scott is now on my TV thanks to Facebook Watch. What's that? I don't even know what that is. Oh, look, Ben Gale saying hello. Crocs. Oh, yeah, of course you wear Crocs, yeah. If you fold the bias binding, stitch yourself, doesn't stretch. No, I still don't agree. Sorry, Lo, but I still don't agree with you on that one. Right, okay. Oh, nearly there. Like a racing demon this morning, aren't I? There we go. So there is your buttonhole for your ribbon to go through. You've got your top of your casement here, your bottom of your casement there, and then that line of stitching is just holding this bit in. Oh, Vera, my love, it's 2 fat quarters. You'll have to watch again later. It's 2 fat quarters stitched down the side. You leave a gap on one side, 3.5 inches down of an inch. So you're going to create, then you fold the top over and you stitch the top down. Oh, yes, I'm not selling anything. I'm not selling anything now, Darlene, my love. Oh, Nikki, now I used to work with Nikki at this morning. She was the sound lady this morning. You've been brilliant. Really missed your cheery banter. Oh, thank you. And do you know what? Poor old Nikki's husband, Mark, someone nicked his wallet yesterday. Can you believe it? In this... Anyway... oh, now Jeanette can't afford something on a pension. I don't know what you're buying. I've missed some of the conversations, haven't I? Sharon's been doing hers with French seams. I'll show you how to do the French seam version in a minute. You'll break your foot. Oh, now look at Jane telling me off. You'll break your walking foot going that fast. Sorry, Jane. Actually, Jane, this is your machine, isn't it? Isn't this the one? Didn't I buy your machine? Right, okay. So there's the top of your bag done there. The bottom of your bag now. So obviously the bottom of the bag is open. So all I'm going to do is turn it inside out. So I'm going to do... Now, there's been a conversation. We call them box bottoms, but apparently they're called sugarloaf bottoms, not box bottoms. Oh, now, Sharon, you can do it with French seams if you want to. You can do it with French seams if you want to. Oh, no more telling off from Jane Alcott yet then. I thought Jane Alcott... Oh, no, I suppose all your running has had to stop, hasn't it? You can't go running anymore, can you? Right, okay, so now this is the bottom of my bag. And all I'm going to do is run a seam right the way across the bottom. Again, I'm using the 5/8 of an inch seam allowance, but you can use your 1/4 inch because you're not going to be able to top stitch this one down. But you've zigzagged your edges, so your edges are all finished, or overlocked your edges. Or, of course, you've done your French, you can do your French seam across here. Oh, now, sorry, Jane, I'm not going to go too fast. I'm just aware, Jane, that people have got to go off and make their Sunday lunch, and I can't be sitting here stitching for hours. Right, so... you've stitched across the bottom of your bag like that, and you'll press it to... I don't think you need to set the seams, do you, on something like this? But I'm going to set the seam anyway. Ooh. Right, then what you do, this is important, right? Now, to make your box bottom, what you're going to do is you see the side... Look at all the threads here. Hang on, let me go into all these threads. To do your box bottom, or your sugarloaf bottom, or whatever you want to call it, you have to open the corner like this, and you match... Oh, come on. It's a bit difficult leaning over the sewing machine like this. Right, so there's my corner there. You're going to match the bottom seam, the seam that's running along the bottom, to the seam that's gone to your side seam. There, exactly. So you're creating a triangle with your two seams matching up. I'm going to have to go and do it on the flat. On the bottom. Yeah, Joy, as long as it's hot, it has... The thing is, Joy, yes, you can make them out of pillowcases and old sheets and everything like that, but the reason we're thinking of doing it out of nice stash fabric is because it's something nice. In this day and age, in this time, It's horrible, isn't it, for everyone? And just have something gorgeous, just is a bit uplifting, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Oh, apparently Donna, I keep freezing at Donna's. I'm sorry, Donna, it was your end, not mine. Karen's finishing hers off. She's paying. Oh, Becky's watching. Becky Swan. Now she owns Chang's Fabrics. Wouldn't these be gorgeous in Chang's Fabric? But make sure you wash them first because you don't want the blue rushing out into the. You don't want all our medics to be in washed out blue thingies, do you? Local NHS collecting duvet covers and distributing them. Oh, there you go. It's just the only reason. Oh, Andrew's watching. Hello, Andrew, my love. The only reason, like I say, is I use the nice fabric. Is first of all, I'm lucky enough to have it, but also secondly. It's just something, you know, it's, when you have something beautiful in your life, it's just a bit nicer, isn't it, in the morning? Anyway, more cheery. Yes, tis, Lynn. Thank you. Right, okay, so I've just got to get up. Becky says hello, everybody. Oh, Helen wasn't lining them up properly. Right, the best way to do it is if you want to just double check that you've got it in the right place, is I've only got a safety pin here. So I'll put the pin through the seam on that side. Oh, I'm way off. I'm way off, look. You just put the pin through the seam on that side. And make sure it comes through the seam on that side there, so you know that you're completely lined up. And then what you do is once you've got them lined up, there we go. How I do it is I then measure. I'll come and show you this again in a second once I've got them lined up. Right? I then measure. I think it was 2.5 inches. Or was it 2? It doesn't really matter. No, it's 2 inches. I measure 2 inches down each of these. I'll show you now. I'll come and show you now close to. I'm using a biro. Don't use a biro. Right. So what I've done, that's gone a little bit rough there. So I've measured 2 inches from the point there to there and 2 inches from the point there to there, and I'm just going to stitch across that line there, across the corner like that. Make sure you reinforce the ends. Right, before you chop it off, open the bag to check that you've done it correctly. Yep, there you go. So that's what you want it to look like. Can you see that there? And then all I did was, now you don't have to do this, but I did yesterday just for bulk. Cut that corner off and then zigzag 12. There we go. Oh, now I want it to be a bit wider. There we go. There we go. And so then you've got your lovely box bottom going across the bottom of the bag like that. Now, you don't have to do that if you don't want to. I just think it makes it look a little bit more shishy, really. So I'm only going to do one of those for you now because I'm going to get on to the ties now. Now, like I said, I didn't have ribbon. So what I did... Oh, that was the chair, not me, by the way. Oh, I've had a Joe Carter moment now. Where have I put all my bits? Oh, here they are. Right. So what I've done is you can take a jelly roll, or design roll, if you want to call it that, 2.5 inches wide. I've cut this from width of fabric, so it's 44 inches wide. Now, I think 44 is a little bit long. Hang on. Aldi fat quarters are 50-50 cotton polyester, so can't be washed at 60 degrees. Or can't they? There you go. There you go. So you must be able to wash it at least 60 degrees. What if you haven't got an overlocker? I'm not using an overlocker. I'm just using my sewing machine. I've used zigzag stitch on this. This machine does have... it's not, what's it called? Not overcast. It's got that thing that goes down the edge, hasn't it? But I'm not using that. I'm just using a zigzag machine. Oh, hang on now. Let's not have a fight, ladies. Nikki says all the Aldi fat quarters I've got 100% cotton. Just check your content. Anyway, so what I've done is I've taken a width of fabric, 44 inches wide, 2.5 inch strip. You turn the end in. Like, have I done it on that end? Hang on. I thought I'd done one of these. Yeah, let me show you on this one. you turn the end in a tiny bit like that, just with the iron, and then you fold it in half and you iron so you've got a crease down the middle. You're not going to do anything with that crease, because then what you do is you then open it, and then when you buy bias binding, you fold both of the edges. Now this is on straight of grain. You turn both of the raw edges into the middle there. So you've then created a straight strip with finished edges. And then what I did was I then folded it in half like that. You see? And then I just top stitched all the way around the edge. Oh, no, I'm still on zigzag. Straight back to straight stitch, right? I stitched all the way round the edge. I'll show you. As close as you can to the edge. Come on. What you can do is, if you're a bit worried about this going off, is put a zigzag. Oh, hang on. Loads of plain white cotton. What do you do for Mars? There you go. Oh, this is the best thing I've watched in ages. Oh, Lisa, thank you, my love. I only know because I pack with a label still on. I've got no idea what you're talking about, Lynn. Anyway, so then now you can either straight stitch, like I said, but if you're a bit worried that you're going to miss the one underneath, you can put your machine. Let's just lift the needle up. Put your machine onto a zigzag. There we go. Needle down. Come on. I want you to be number 12. There we go. There we go. Then what you can do, look, is you can do... I'll have to show you in a minute. I'll show you the two different versions. Right, okay, so do that one. Needle up. Go back to straight stitch. I'm not going to use this one for now, so I'd better show you. Too fast, Jane, going round. Okay, I'll just show you, right? So you can either zigzag along it like that, or you could straight stitch along it like that one, and then come back and do the other side as well. So then it's really, really, like I'll show you this one from yesterday. It's really, really sturdy then. So you've stitched all the way along both sides, right? And then all you do is you slide it, get a safety pin. Of course I haven't stitched this one yet, but you literally just get it. Now they want double-sided, don't just put one through. Oh yeah, that's fine. It's right if you chat amongst you though, just don't want to miss out anything, that's all. I think all the instructions are on my Facebook page. Oh no, there's no instructions yet. Right, anyway. Oh now, I tell you what's going to happen. You know Crazy Rebecca Reed? She's writing a full instructions for it. So she's sending it to Dulcie later. Right, okay, so what you then do is you then take your... what's it called? Handle. No, not handle. Strap. And you feed it all the way through. Now this is going to be a bit boring watching this. Right, so you feed it all the way through the casement, all the way around. So you don't come out the other side, at the other side seam. You keep going right the way around and come out of the hole that you went into. Nearly there, I'm just halfway around now. Chat amongst yourselves while I do this. What's the length? Angela, it's the width of fabric, which is 44 inches, but I'm thinking that might be a little bit long. Somebody mentioned on my Facebook page that you don't... I'm not going to do all of this because you'll be bored, but I'll show you on the one I finished. Somebody said that they only need to be a few inches bigger than... Right, okay. So what you do is you literally... So I took this blue one here, threaded it all the way around the top, all the way back round again, and then stitched it together. And then I took the turquoisey one, or the tealy one, did exactly the same, went backwards and forwards. I haven't trimmed my threads on that one. And then literally you have the top of a bag that you can do that, put your scrubs in, and then this is if they're 44 inches long, you see. You can then do it like that, and you've got a nice big bag that's sorted like that. Now, if lots of people, I've said to people, oh, you can do French seams, right? You can do French seams, but I was a bit flummoxed. But if you do French seams, how do you do the buttonholes? So then I saw Ali Barton's versions of these bags, and they're brilliant, right? Oh, John, you're never boring. Thank you, Kat. I work in ITU and I've made a few. However, I'm short on time, so I've only got zigzag the edges. I didn't do box bottom. Gail, you don't need to do box bottoms at all. I'm just showing you because I like, Dulcie and I both like box bottoms. If you have the Joe Carter bear in a bag, you could enlarge the dimension of the bag. Oh, yes, a tractor you could do if you want to. Right. So people have asked, what's a French seam, right? So this obviously isn't going to be a bag. This is just 2 pieces of fabrics I've got. So you know if you'd normally do a seam, this is what you do, isn't it? You get right side of the fabric. I'll show you in a minute, hang on. You get both right sides of the fabric, put them together, and you'd stitch down there, and that would be your seam, wouldn't it, right? Flummoxed. Right, what you do with a French seam, completely the opposite. Completely the opposite. You put, I like this fabric. Do you like this fabric? Look. Reminds me of Hannah for some reason. Right, so you put wrong sides of the fabrics together, and it feels really, really weird to do this. But you put wrong sides of the fabric together, and you stitch like a 1/4 inch in. Now I've got a 06 is my 1/4 inch seam. Or smaller, you can do smaller than a 1/4 inch if you want to. Oh, I go too fast. I'll slow it down, just in case Jane's still watching. Right, oh, it's so boring, isn't it, when you go that way? Right. So what I've done is I've sewn wrong sides together, right? Then you trim that down. Oh, now I've got shaky hands today, hang on. It's because I've had a strong coffee already for my breakfast. Not to mention loads of butter and ciabatta bread. Right, okay, so you trim that down, then you press it to one side. Yeah, oh, I thought it'd gone wrong then. I thought it... Right. So you pressed it, right? Ooh. So you've got the seam on the side of the fabric that you'd normally not have the seam on. You fold it over, right? Neatly. Oh, I need to press that again, sorry. You press that over like that. And then you run your little seam back down here. Move my sewing machine, sorry. Though I have to have a word with Elna, because the length of the wire from the machine to the floor isn't very long, is it? So what you're doing, oh, wrong one, is you're actually, you see you've done your little seam there, but what you've done is you've actually caught all the raw edges. So that's what it looks like on the outside, like a normal beautiful seam. And then on the inside, you see there, all your raw edges are all, let me iron it, then you can have a look. All your raw edges, you've got no raw edges at all. There we go. So this is your inside. This is what you use a little lot of this on chiffons and things like that. Oh, now, sorry, Pat was going to go for a walk. And I'll finish soon. Oh, Linda's message. What's the red thing hanging from your board? That's Linda. She used to be in Dynasty. She played Crystal in Dynasty. We need more demos from you. Karen, you're the expert. Anyway, look, so there's your French seam. So all your raw edges are all encased. Now, what some people do is they then... Put that back to normal. They then run a stitch line down here. Now, I think, you'll have to tell me, is this called Run and Fell, this one? It's like the ones you have on your jeans. I won't do the whole thing. Look, they then run a line of top stitching down there, Can you see that there? And then the inside, the flappy bit's all held in place. I know you have to press. Oh no, you have to press as you go. Press as you go. Sandra said, I love more sew along with John. I'm a beginner. So am I by the looks of things, aren't I? I really like the French seam. I'll give that a go. They're fantastic. They're really, really lovely. Especially if you're doing chiffon. If you're doing like a little chiffon top, you don't want pinked edges or anything like that. You want a French seam. They'll really be really, really beautiful. Right. Okay. So... Oh, now look, Linda Evans, are all the love's coming in for Linda Evans now. Oh, is it flat fell? It's a flat fell. What's a run and fell then? It's a flat fell. Oh, look, Rebecca. Rebecca used to work with both Dulcie and I at Angels years and years and years ago. And you know Rebecca from Sewing Quarter. French seams are great for drawstring bags. There you go. That's what we've just been saying. Sew along with John sounds a great idea. Oh, maybe. I'd like to see more sew along with John. Oh, dear. Anyway. You don't know how much this is taken out of me. I'll have to stop in a minute and have a lie down. So that's your French seam. But what I was going to tell you about Alison Barton's method is now, you see, I don't know how you do a French seam and leave the hole in for your what's it called? Your strap to come through. So what Ali did, oh, I need another piece of fabric. I'll do it on this one anyway. What Ali did was she made a casement, like I made my straps, folded in half. But instead of doing the fine... So basically, she's taken a jelly roll, she's turned the end in, she's folded and she's folded and created... Let me just cut that. I'll have to iron it and show you. Let me just make sure I got the right length. So she's turned the ends in. I love working with really good quality cottons because they just go where they're meant to go, don't they? And then she's folded that in half, folded that along like that. I can't remember if this spotty one, is this spotty one a Tanya Whelan one? It's not Liberty, is it, this one? Right, okay. So this is what Alison Barton's done, right? So she's made a casement where you've turned the end under, and you've turned the two sides under like that. Then what she's done, so she's finished all her edges. Let's pretend these are all finished off. She's literally just stitched that. Oh, you can't see, there you go. She stitched that to the outside of the bag, but obviously leaving the ends open. And she then threads her ribbons through there, creating like a casement in a contrast fastening on the outside, contrast fabric on the outside. Oh, there you go, Claire Angelina. Leave 2 inches free at the top. Top stitch a U shape around the gap. Oh, there you go. There's no gap. Oh, I see. I see. You're telling me if I'm doing a French seam. Oh, Maureen ran out of charge. Anyway, that's me sort of finished now. Very quickly, if you've got any questions, I'm sure there was something else I had to tell you. Done the strap, done the box bottom, done the top, done the French seam, done the Alison Barton method. What else? Any questions before I go? What time? I don't know how long I've been here. There's hundreds of you, look. Oh, here you go. Alison Barton. Same size of fabric as John's. I used... Is that meant to be ½ metre? As it does not need a seam at the back, turn tops over. There you go. Drawstring on 18-inch... on the... Right, the drawstring is on the 22-inch length. Isn't it? That's the 22. Isn't that the 22? Yeah, the drawstring's on the top edge, the top of your fat quarter. You don't need, Valerie, you do not need the walking foot. It's just on there. Camels not as nice as ducks. Where are the ducks? Did I have duck fabric? Hi, John. That's from Chester. Just made them the scrub bags. Oh, now I wonder if my brother will get one of your scrubs then, Sue. Sue's making them for Chester because my brother's been caught. Well, he's a surgeon anyway, but he does. Sarah's watching Sarah Wally now. I went to not school drama, in the drama course. Shit, now she's out of work as well because she was the stage manager on what was the thing Bonnie was in 9 to 5. She does West End shows and opera and things like that. Debs, love watching you. Sending hugs. Thank you, Debs. Naughty O and P Silver. Run and fell is where one side of the seam is longer than the other. Then the long side is folded over to hide all the raw edges. Oh, I've got you. Oh, no, I don't know what it is, right? Right, okay, look. What's this? It's attached to the ironing board. It's like a silicone ball. It's got a hole to the middle of it. And I have no idea. You don't. I was going to be that awful. I pulled it and the whole ironing board went down. No idea. If you've got any ideas. Cheered you up, Sharon. That's my pleasure. Jan. Oh, look, Louis. Oh, Louisa's back. I'm going now, Louisa. I better go and have a shave, hadn't I? Gonna let the girls make one. We'd love more sew-alongs with John. I might do a sew-along with Louisa's EPP because I've never done that before. Jilly! Hello, Jilly! Jilly, now, Jilly's... when I do my show by John Scott's Own World, you know I pick on somebody. Oh, ducks! It's you, Jilly! I see. I wonder what you meant about the ducks. It's Jilly, and she loves ducks, right? She and her boyfriend, who's 39, same as I'm 39, they love ducks. They've got loads of ducks. They haven't done the lounge, but they've done the duck run. Us bag makers are known as scrubbers. Oh, Moira. What machine am I working on? It's my machine. It's the Elna 680 Plus. It's fantastic. It's absolutely brilliant. Thank you, Christine. I've loved every minute of it. Thank you. Off to make some... Oh, look. Should have John Sewing Club every week. This has been lovely. Can you do more? Oh, you're very kind. Oh, Vicky's donating lots of fabric. Now, I'll bring on one of my things. I'll bring her things. She does lovely animals on fabric. I explained, John, about the red thing. It stops children being able to collapse the ironing board when it's in place. Oh, Jane, I missed that. Sorry. It's to lock the... Lorna says it's to lock the ironing board in place. You flip it over the sticky outy bit. No sticky outy bits in my house. Thank you very much indeed. Anyway, thank you, Linda. Clear as mud, yeah. Going to check the sheep. We've got the sheep in the field. They're a bit late today. Thank you. It's been a real tonic. Oh, Alison, Alison's got a poorly neighbour who's just gone to hospital. Thanks to the demo operating the effort. Oh, yeah, Maureen. She's in Saudi. Oh, Dulcie's just tuned in now. How many? I've been on for hours, and Dulcie, she's missed it, the whole thing. Your local GP practice, welcome them. There you go as well. Anyway, it's all on my Facebook page. And as I say, Crazy Rebecca Reed is writing the instructions as we speak, and she's sending them to Dulcie this afternoon. It's been my pleasure. I will go and have a shave now. I will have to have another cup of coffee now. You are more than welcome, all of you, and thank you for joining in with me. Oh, look, you're still messaging through. Patricia made my day. There's my lovely smile, Patricia. That's my lovely smile. Not sure how to make channel for Scrub Bag. Oh, Debbie, you'll have to watch back. You'll have to watch back. What I'll do is I'll put this up. Lovely to see you too, Becky. Becky's taking me for lunch at La Trompette in Chiswick when I go up next. Oh, Katie did online mass and she've missed it. Oh, Katie, I'm so sorry. Oh, you miss me or you miss mass? You'll be able to see. I'll share it on my page now anyway, and I'll get my Ali to put it on YouTube tomorrow. If it's the hole in the red ball goes over the lever. Yeah, Lane, you're too late. April, thank you, my love. Right, I'm going to go now. What time? I don't even know what time it is. That's not 2 o'clock. I've not been on for 3 hours, surely. Oh, yeah, Dulce says, sorry, John, been too busy. It's fine, Dulcie. Thank you, everybody. Come on Facebook. Oh, Eileen's just come on Facebook and missed me. My book's stopped at the moment. I better get back on with my book, hadn't I? Jane, love you too. Made my day. Aww. See you, Ray. See you, Michelle. See you, Estelle. We'll get some... Yes, the thing is, I'm not going to witter on, but I was talking to a friend yesterday. Oh, no, it was Julie. Oh, well, she's a friend, but she's also Julie, my sister-in-law, Julie. It's weird, isn't it? Because I feel like I'm not helping. I'm not doing anything. And there's all these doctors and nurses running around and Dulcie's raising hundreds of thousands of pounds for scrubs and everything like that. And I just feel Anyway, I'm going before I go. Oh, Princess What's-It's just joined, and just as I'm finishing. See you later. Is it Palm Sunday today? I'll have to go and make my little... Didn't I used to... Was it Palm Sunday? We used to get at the church, we used to get like a cross made out of an old leaf. A palm leaf, I suppose. Bye, Lorna. Janet, my pleasure. Maybe I'll do some more. No, I'll tell you what I will do. I'm all right, thanks, Patricia, but I'm going now. Bye. Cheryl... Oh no, you all stop watching Alistair to watch me. Oh, he won't be happy because he needs the money. Yeah, I know. OMP Silver 12:13. Oh, that's the time, 12:13. Thank you. Look. Next time, we'll do this, shall we? If you've got some EPP, we'll do all this together. All right, I'm going to go now. Thank you. Look at all your lovely messages. Thank you. I'm helping the mental health. I tell you, I'm not doing very well. I'm not going to go to it, but it's quite anxious making, isn't it, the whole thing? Anyway, take care of yourselves. Now, don't forget to tune... Oh, I can tell you what I can do, and I'm not supposed to be doing this. 8 o'clock every Tuesday morning, I do a Facebook Live for my John Scott Sewing World for Crafters TV. And I have a special, sunrise special. Last week I did zips on a roll, right? I cannot tell you how many thousands of you came in and bought them. Anyway, this week... Wait there. I've got this, right? It's cool. I'm not supposed to be telling you this yet because it's a surprise for Tuesday morning. Stick and spray, right? Now, 505, it's the same as that, but it's our own version, right? At the moment, they've got a deal where you can buy... It's a repositional spray. For those who don't know, it's like the goose spray. So if you do a plique or put the back on your quilts, and loads of you are doing lots of UFOs at the moment, aren't you? At the moment, on their website, you can buy 3 of those for £20, which is a brilliant price. I've got a code, which I'm going to give out on Tuesday morning. You'll be able to get all 3 for £16, which means you buy 2 and you get them 1 for free. So don't miss that, 8 o'clock. Here, where you are now, 8 o'clock on Tuesday morning. I thought that said take care of yourself, Dan, then. I was going to say, oh, okay. Right, I'm going now. Oh, hang on. There are 3 temps for the cushion. What's that, Louisa? There are 3 temps. What does that mean for that cushion? Temperatures, templates. Angela, making a lot of anxious people feel good and making a lot of anxious people make feel even more anxious, aren't they? Anyway, I'm going to go now because I really, really, really need a coffee. Derek, you stay healthy, keep safe too. I hate to say it because I was planning on getting my thong on and getting on the swing this afternoon, but it's gone overcast now. UFO, unfinished. Oh, hello, Scooter. Scooter, why are you up? Scooter lives in America. Yeah, templates, got that. UFO, unfinished. What is it? UFO, unfinished. Objects. Thank you, Linda. Unfinished objects. Thank you, Jane, as well. I don't know. What am I like? Right, I'm going to go and have a shave, have a coffee, enjoy my Sunday. Enjoy your Sunday. Happy Palm Sunday, if that's what you say. And does that mean it's nearly Easter egg? I've eaten my Easter egg that Karen sent me. Karen from Wigan sent me this gorgeous, free from everything, really. And it was delicious. They're normally horrible, aren't they? You normally enjoy eating the cardboard box more than you do the Easter egg. Anyway, bye, everyone. Take care. Oh, look, Kathy's just joined in as well. Kathy, I'm going now. Karen will be there Tuesday. She needs that spray for a quilt. Make sure you are, 8 o'clock. Actually, it'll be on the website on the Monday night, I imagine. It's all right, Suzanne. You don't have to worry. It's on my website and on their website. Don't you worry. I'd quite like to go to work, to be honest. I'm not very good with my own company. Oh, Jack. All right, Jack. How are you? Why are all these American people up? Aren't they 8 hours behind us? In California, isn't it 8 hours behind? Must be early morning risers. Anyway, Sarah, well, that's a funny name, is it? Sarah Snaggy Fairbanks Williams. You sound quite posh, don't you? Yeah, Debbie, you're a bit late. We've got objects. Right, I'm going. I promise you I'm going now. I'm just seeing all these messages coming up and I carry on chatting, don't I? I was going to do the link to those drawings on my Facebook page, wasn't I? I'll do those next. Right, I'm going. Bye. Take care, everybody. Jack will be up because he'll be doing Palm Sundays in the choir at the church. Look, all these people just joining, and I'm going home now. Well, I'm already home, obviously. Put my dining room... I'll just show you very quickly. Look at the mess in my dining room. How do I turn this around? Look, I've had to move my table. Right, so there's my lounge through there. I've had to move my table, my ironing board and everything. But look, we're supposed to be... Oh, where have the sheep gone? The sheep have got sick of my voice as well. They've all gone now as well, look. Laurie, look, Laurie, can you see your red cardinal out there still? Oh, right, I'm going. Jeff, I'm going to turn that around. Oh, Jack says there's no choir today. I'm going now. Jeff, take care. Get making some silver. Jeff makes these. Oh, there's a competition on my Facebook page, actually. I don't know if it's too late to enter, but you can always do that. Right, I'm going. Bye. Bye. Thanks for joining in. Bye. Bye. Bye.